Alrighty, welcome back to yet another Tavern Talk stream. Now, welcome back to all of my tome readers, and perhaps welcome for the first time some of my followers on Blue Sky. Yes, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what's happening on Twitter currently, a lot of people, especially artists, are up in arms about an upcoming update to the TOS. One of which being the block function will no longer, block. It'll just mean you can't see anything. Sorry, just can't see anything that the blocked person is doing or saying on your stuff. So it's mute too, which is going to also cause Twitter to just not be accessible in several countries that require an actual blocking function. So people can't cyberstalk you without you knowing. Issue number 2. The TOS will be updating, so you have no choice but to have your posts and the media you upload just pushed into their AI learning system. Which, oh boy, that is going to blow up in Twitter's face. Not just because of this max exodus of a lot of just really talented artists who are even going so far as to just delete all of their posts to ensure that can't happen. Just for those of you who've been on Twitter, how many times do memes just go around? Perhaps including famous characters from very expensive IPs, like those owned by Disney or Marvel. And one sec, I forgot my heaters on. Come here, you little. There you go. Turn off so you're not just the background. Okay. But yeah, just. Oh yeah, they're gonna teach their AI a whole lot of stuff about art, and it's just gonna put out some things that are just gonna make lawyers salivate at the mouth over the easy lawsuits. Because what's worse is, if I recall correctly, legally, you cannot copyright AI created artwork. Because it's not artwork, and most certainly was not created. It's very, very advanced scrapbooking. Like, you ever do that in, like, elementary school art class where you have to, like, clip pictures from magazines to make something? It's that. But just enough editing so it all smoothly fits together until you count all the fingers or notice that button-up shirt has buttons on both sides, what have you. So yeah, I am currently just trying to get back over to Blue Sky far more than Twitter. And the goal is, by the end of October, a day or two after Halloween, my account is going to be empty. All the posts deleted. It is going to become private so that no one can steal the old Twitter username I had. Actually, wait. Before I forget, there was a Discord thing. So some of you may know that you can't, like, embed some Twitter links, right? There are ways around that, like fixvx.com that will still allow you to embed it using Discord, stuff like that. One of the places I saw, one of the various Discord channels I'm in, I think it's the site, instead of like fixvs, is smallest penis x. Where is it? Is this channel? No, that's YouTube. God dang it. Why'd I should have just marked it as unread so I could find it a lot again easier. Gah. Well, for those of you who are in my Discord, you can go ahead and await it there. For those of you who are not, let me just go ahead and show it right here. Though I also always have that same link below the stream itself. So if you miss this opportunity, or you are, say, watching the VOD and you can't really read all of that well enough because how I have chat set up on the recording, fear not. Just go to the Twitch channel and you can check it out. Let's see, was there anything else to talk about? I covered that I'm trying to leave Twitter, heading over to Blue Sky. Those of you who are also on Twitter and maybe haven't caught this because you don't follow a whole lot of artists, I do suggest you come and join us. There are a lot of cool creators, and here's a great thing. There are no really dumb fucking ads for, like, NFTs and Bitcoins still, like a year and a half after they really started just dying. There are no bots, or it's like, hey, you want to do AI thing? No, that they don't do that there. All that spam is non-existent, and it feels like a mix of like the better age of Twitter and some of the better mechanics that Tumblr has. Though you can also make your own custom dashes. If you want one that's just for a couple of specific hashtags to follow, you can. If you want, I think one of the more popular ones is only posts. For all the people you follow, it only shows the original posts, not the reposts. So, say there's some big meme that happens, you're tired of it, you just go to that specific dashboard, look at only the new stuff people are putting out. It's great. Oh, actually, there was other thing I wanted to mention before we get into this game. I will at least get this audio going yet. I hope some of you are enjoying some fun seasonal drinks. Today, I went to 7-Eleven, like just for the stream, because I like having a drink, and I noticed Mountain Dew has a new flavor, at least new to me. I think it was called Pitch Black. And let me get another sip. Yeah, it kind of tastes like Mountain Dew, but it just has some grape flavor in there as well. I don't typically like Mountain Dew because it's just too sweet. I mean, it's designed to be a mixer. But the way they did it, they actually used whatever grape flavoring, what's added in there to help dilute the just strong sweetness of Mountain Dew. So even though I don't like grape all that much, I can stomach it. It's worth finishing off the drink. So yeah, for those of you who are maybe doing some other seasonal drinks you have found that are not common or you don't like hear about it, please just go ahead, talk about it in the chat. I would love to hear about it. But until then, the source of my Halloween costume, which is once again in the bottom left corner for you guys to enjoy. But time to go into stream number 2 for right here, Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn. We're on day 4, the Starlight Sonata. I love that tinkling chime sound. It sounds so good. 60th day of the wake. God, I gotta remember what voice I did for everyone. Oh, right, there's a new update, so we get all this Halloween type stuff. That's fun. Hey, Innkeep. Hey, Chrissy. Long time no see. So true. I've been pretty busy this hatching season. A lot to do. Yeah. The birds seem to be in a slight uproar. Like something is amiss. I just can't figure out what. Animals often have a sixth sense, you know? They do indeed. Anyways, hand over a drink, will you? Of course. What'll it be this time? Something for the wits again? You know me well. Not too well, I guess. That's the curse of being a regular. Eventually, I'll have you all figured out. Also, I like your little friend. He hop, he skip, he enjoy. I hate to disappoint you, but you're wrong today. Am I now? Yes, I'm quite confident in the capabilities of my mind and wits. Hey, Ariel Isaac, welcome. Hope you enjoy some Tavern talk and my subpar voice acting. I will be doing my best. Yes, I'm quite confident in the capabilities of my mind and wits. Of course. So, what I'll need instead is something to protect me from weather or foe, so I'm steeled for any situation. That makes sense. I'll see what I can do. Well, I'm doing fantastic today, Ariel. Thank you very much. And actually, would Ariel or Isaac be better to refer to you? Because I understand both those are kind of names. Let's see. 3 defense. There's not a lot of options. Wait, there it is. Frosted Lagoon. I'm going to go ahead and toss in this, because I like having the mixers in. Charisma at the end, so they are a happy drunk. Then up to defense. There we go. Frosted Lagoon. Liquid steel, just a bit more digestible. Ariel, awesome. And I'm doing fine, Ariel. And how about yourself? Hope you're enjoying the fall festivities in whatever area of the world you happen to be. This is exactly what I need for my trip. Oh, well, where are you headed anyways? Oh, to the island of Boreas. I want to reconnect with some friends at the annual Borean Art Convention. Isn't Boreas difficult to reach? Not exactly a place known for its population. The convention is especially for creatures, like sylvan spirits, trolls, and the like. They'll also be electing the scariest monster for the next issue of Scratch Zine. That sounds exciting. It'll be a sight to behold for sure. But you know what I'm most excited about? We're going to go with nymphs because one of our regulars is also interested in nymphs. Whether being one or meeting a very cute one, undecided, but maybe they'll make friends. Nymphs? No. They're pretty, don't get me wrong, but definitely not the reason why I'm going to Boreas. That'd be Fable's reason. The patron in question who likes nymphs. You're so right. Let's see, I'm actually not quite there yet, so it's a bit of a spoiler. But there is... So in this game, instead of like beast folk, beastkin, their animalistic race is called Vukakin. For anyone who may not know, I have a feeling that Ariel might be familiar with this game. There is a particular small one that wishes to be the world's greatest detective. And some of the conversations she has with the dark, mysterious, edgy rogue who likes to frequent our darker corners are maybe not the most interesting, but they're so fun and charming. I like hearing them interact. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're so right. If you do happen to meet a nymph, greet them for me. Sure. Now that we know what I'd be excited for, how about yourself? The geysers and the hot springs, especially around this time of year when the mornings are still a bit chilly. And the sun tickles the sky and the horizon. That sounds lovely. I'm sure those things will be nice muses too. Bet I'm bringing an extra set of paints this time so I don't run out again. I mean, Fable taught me how to make some flowers and berries, but Borean flora is unsuitable for things like that. Seems like you're well prepared either way. Absolutely. How are the birds doing apart from being in distress? Sorry, untimely cough there. Well, the cinnamon green-cheeked conures are growing up to be such a lovely bunch. Can't wait to release them back into the wild once they're strong enough. With your care, they'll be ready in a heartbeat. Being able to answer your question, Ariel, I'm from a lot of the U.S. Like, born California. I've traveled to Texas, kind of zipped back and forth around central U.S., taken flights through the East Coast, but nothing actually there. So we'll say a citizen of the road. Makes as much sense as saying any one particular place. But yes, common polite is the best way to be accepted anywhere and just not cause problems with locals. If only more people would accept that. Hey, that's customer service. I'm guessing you're taking Ruby and Merlin along to the convention? Of course. As for the others, I obviously can't take them with me. But I asked Fable to look after everyone. In exchange, I'll teach them how to grow zucchini. Oh, that's... that's not a kindness, that's a curse. Good lord. Zucchini's up there with the frickin', What is that? I know there's a vining plant. Kudzu, that's it. Just gets everywhere. Grows rampant. Best way to take care of them is frickin' a herd of goats or sheep to just nibble them down to the roots. And then some. But, I mean, if that's what Fable wants, I guess. Speaking of which, I wanted to leave my keys under their doormat. Sorry for the short stay, but I gotta hurry or else I'll miss my boat. It's quite the walk to their treehouse. You don't want to have to compensate me for that, do you? I wouldn't mind, but I also don't want you to be late for your convention. Well then, so long and keep. See you soon. Let's see, how do I start RP heavy scenes in my games? Well, honestly, I can do it most places. I might have to, smash cut my characters to the particular location for a character, but starting campaigns, I like it being either situations where it's like right in the middle of combat, so just like their characters, they have to just quickly just react, and understand the specifics of the scene later in the next calm moment they get. Or immediately before such a big unexpected combat where their characters can relax. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Rune Lord campaign for the Pathfinder system. I'm using an adapted version of that. The opening is a great example of the latter. There's a festival, characters can choose to interact with each other or just the NPCs, and then suddenly chaos, combat. No one expects it, and they have to jump to their roles or fall like so many other unfortunate NPCs. I think that's the best way to just get a campaign started, because they've got to react instead of the unfortunate, like, breaking the ice with potentially players they've never met before, you know? One sec. Okay, more sip done. Yeah, it largely depends on the players I've got. And I've got a lucky group right now. Now let's see, Fable was... Good evening. Good evening, Fable. Did you have a good day? I did. I visited Mr. Dragon and the other werewolves. Told them about Carolyn's quest and the wyvern chimera. Oh, so you heard about that. She told me before she left, in case she told me some things to pass on to Mr. Dragon that I can't repeat here. I think she's happy he's back. I think so too. You hushed Streelabs, I just did. Did you have tea with the werewolves? Of course. We had a grand time together. I mentioned how much fun I had with the moon signs. So they taught me more about the stars and their hidden meanings. Which stars? Both sets. They specialize in Cassiopeia. You know, the night sky constellations on the astral plane and all. Excuse me. Do I like spooky games? Nah, I prefer more story-driven games or roguelikes with almost no story. Spooky ones, it's not the same. It's like, I know there are going to be jump scares and stuff, and they don't really scare me as much, because a lot of them are predictable. At least with movies, I can just kind of like veg out, and then I might actually get spooked. Yeah, I'm not great with the little details some of them also have for puzzles, because I'm also dumb as fuck. I do my best, but I acknowledge my faults. But they have one astrologer who knows a lot about their reflections in the pools of primordial sea. She promised to teach me about that too. I can't wait to learn about how the sea mirrors echoes and distorts their constellations. Well, that's how she pitched it. Exciting, right? Very. That's what I thought. So I... Well... What is it, Fable? I may or may not have finished that little gift I was talking about yesterday. Or rather, that Carolyn was talking about. You know, the little keepsake from my time with the werewolves. Yes, I recall. A reminder of my very first successful quest. I just didn't know if you... I like trinkets. Oh! What is it? It's a piece of embroidery of a constellation. The werewolves taught me how to do it. While the astrologer told us stories and myths about the stars and their twin reflections, I imagine it to be a constellation from a faraway realm. I call it the Little Dipper. It does look a bit like a Little Dipper, using a lot of imagination. Who knows? Maybe there's a world out there with this exact configuration of stars in the night sky. Got having... Oh, I didn't notice it pop in. There it is. Aw, that is adorable. She even kept it in the hoop. But yeah, I'm further in the game. I think I'm close to the end of Act 2. I have a feeling there's some, like, meta hints, like this innkeeper might recognize the Little Dipper because of their personal backstory. And it figuratively got me foaming at the mouth for the big reveal that'll come at the end. So I'm oh so looking forward to it. Let's see. Have I ever been surprised by a random Tavern NPC? I got a bigger role in the story? No. Not a Tavern NPC. This is actually a funny story, and let's see, assuming that this was your first time chat was earlier this stream, you probably didn't miss a much earlier stream when I talked about the lore of, this persona, this Lucy the Head Librarian. So one sec, let me get out of my Halloween outfit so you can see me proper. I don't actually have a quick key for that, so I have to reopen it a bit. Yeah, the story for Lucy the Librarian, the Head Librarian, is that the subtle hint of the name of Lucy Ferris Morningstar, as my Twitch handle is just him having a little bit of fun with the patrons of the library, but is actually the fallen angel Lucifer. And it's just a big PR smear campaign by the church that makes him out to be much more evil when he's just kind and curious. But this sparked from the same head librarian NPC of a campaign. He's just supposed to be a red herring, a little joke for my players. But they got really invested in him. They kept coming back with questions and small deals, doing errands, that eventually he got big enough of the right questions were asked. He got involved with one of the... if you're familiar with the 5e term Aasimars, like the angel folk, my player's wizard character is one of them, and his backstory got connected. He and Lucifer are a soulmate kind of thing, but not romantically. It's like their souls are tied where Lucy will forever be in a teacher role to the young Aasimars' future incarnations and past ones. And it become a big thing, and like I said, he was just supposed to be a red herring. A little joke, if they ever delved into it, it's like, this guy, for real, the devil? It's like, kinda. So yeah, not a random Tavern NPC, but a little, like, tongue-in-cheek joke character. Has gotten big enough that he was the persona I chose when I did streaming. Because, like, I already have so much lore for this guy. I barely have to adapt anything or make anything new up. But yeah, it's one of the fun things about any kind of role-playing game to me. Where sometimes the characters you don't expect to be anything more than a joke become these big, serious, important points in the plot. And once you intend to be big, serious threats, get taken out in like 2 or 3 rounds in combat. It's fun. Good. Actually, I'll do a big slurp after that to continue this story. Oh, well, thank you, Ariel. I appreciate that. I do try to at least be a nice place for people to just relax without ads. Unless Twitch starts forcing them on my stream, even though I'm not, getting any ad revenue. But that's a gripe for another day. Ooh, okay, let's do a quick stretch a bit before continuing this story with wonderful fable. Let's see. Who knows? Maybe there's a world out there with this exact configuration of stars in the night sky. There might be. Maybe the Little Dipper is part of a larger constellation. Is the Tavern an isekai guy? Or is he just, like, well-traveled? Oh, sorry, they. I forgot. I chose they pronouns for this run. Just to help, like, mentally keep them separate from my actual main run. A bear? Innkeep, I think you might be the one dreaming something up now. No. Oh. One day you'll understand, Fable. Oh, most likely. Are you fond of the stars surrounding us? I do like to watch them from time to time. Oh, really? Do you prefer the stars the astral or the primordial sea? Because my next campaign is going to be in space, we're going to go the primordial. Really? Somehow that fits. Yes and no. Like, I've designed the model somewhat. My current pixel art, I think I've got the credits below the stream, is by Mercy Morbid. And it is just, like, up-and-coming artist on Twitter. It's like, hey, $5 will do pixel art. I'm like, you know what? I'll support the small artist. They got cool art. And, but in the meantime, I'm also working on a more realistic one. Which I put some things out on Twitter. Oh god, I just remember. Now I gotta redo them on Blue Sky too. Oof. But yeah, I've got some bits prepared, but it's just slow slog on top of my 40-hour-a-week job. I mean, it's probably a little blurry just because it's been like, what's the term? It's scaled up, It's not meant to be this size. No, I understand. Some people don't like pixel art, and like I said, it's a little blurry just because I've got it scaled up. But it's, let's see, did I get the other one on there? I think. One second. I think I might have forgotten to put the shortcut on it. Let's see. Sorry about being able to see all that stuff. Oh wait, no, that's the Halloween one. So this one I have commissioned. This is the first representation I've got anywhere. But it is commissioned, not intended as character art or as a PNG tour thing. Let's see. Oh god, where is it? It was part of a Kickstarter when I got his image put into a supplement. I know I've got an example. Not an example. A thing on my... Nope. Nothing. Oh no, did I lose it? Oh no, it's fucking over here for some reason. Okay. Ah, Graveyard of the Gods, that's right. We'll go back to the Halloween one. Oh, and minimize that. Actually, I'll go ahead and just put it in here because it is also a fun supplement. Of the gods by Zephir. I'll go ahead and just pin that as well. 20 minutes is fine. But yeah, I got commissioned because I wanted to have Lucy the librarian and a fun third-party supplement. There's actually a small adventure tied to him as an NPC. But yeah, it's after that I went, I'll just adapt and I'll become. Now, however, as much as I like the compliment about it, a stream suiting the live 2D, sadly my computer's kind of shit. It is meant for gaming, but not streaming and gaming. It's also why a lot of the games I do on stream are not like 3D environment type ones, even if much as I'd like them, because that takes up far too much CPU to also run OBS. Nice. I hope you, despite how tight wallets need to be this time of year, you get some good commissions. I know as much as practice helps make perfect, actually doing the work and taking commissions help push an artist sometimes to maybe get out of their comfort zone. I used to do that in high school for small like sketch type stuff. Joined not an art club. What was it? It was a literary magazine. Only did like one in the year, so it was mostly like poems and short writing submitted. But there was some artwork, and I participated in that. Getting out of your comfort zone sometimes teaches you a lot of how to do things, even if it's not always the thing you were setting out to learn yourself. But yeah, I wish you the best of luck on that. And now I gotta get another sip before continuing. Well, I do have a Discord link below stream as well. So if you'd like to go on there and join proper, there are sections for showing off art. But in the meantime, since I'm in the middle of stream doing this particular game, I wouldn't be able to check until after, of course. Let's see. Really, that's enough. It's, your magic reminds me of it. Reminds you of the primordial sea. Ooh, interesting. A mere coincidence. You'll have to give me your birth data soon, so I can calculate your birth chart. Whoa, now, I don't believe in horoscopes. I'm most certainly not giving out birth info like that. If that's okay with you, of course. It is. I'll write it all down for you. That's great, thank you. I think you may be a double jackdaw. Are you? We'll see. We will. Till then, care for a drink to wind down? Or something more zesty, perhaps? A drink, please. I think I figured out how to make my own zest. Happy to hear that, Fable. But drinks. Not sure how to make those just yet. Especially those with the right balance. I'll still have to make the rounds around the grove later. So, could you make me something that will keep me awake and agile? Do you think you know me well enough to guess what I might need? I'm already on it. Alrighty. Her usual. The Swift Strike, though. I don't have anything else yet. I know eventually I'll unlock more with some similar opportunities. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give her this for some inspiration. What are they? Fey crystals, I think. That's fire resistant. Now we'll give a gift of inspiration. Let's see, so we do still need one of this, one defense, Wait, no. I did the wrong thing. One sec. That's dexterity. Then defense. Another dexterity, because I like layering drinks, and this one only really needs 2 different kinds. The swift strike. Oh, one sec. Ooh, sorry, that big cough caught up with me just out of nowhere. And here you are. Thank you. This is delicious. You always know just what I need. I think you may also need a break. Just maybe stay a while before heading back. That sounds like a good idea. I'll just idle here a bit, if that's okay. Always. Enjoy your rest, Fable. Thank you. Ooh, our vampire friend is back. Oh, what was that? Oh, nothing important. Okay. Let's see, what were they? I think they were the Western. Let's see, the Pompous. Greetings. Greetings, Inkeep. Greetings, Kyle. Greetings, green creature. Just a little bit of classic Dracula. Greetings, Mr. Vampire. Oh, how polite. Are you enjoying your drink? I am, thank you. Yep, no worries, Ariel. I'll give some consideration to your style and maybe any hints on how to get your stuff out there for commissions, if I have any ideas for it. No, I did that one. And I shall leave you to its inspiring aftertaste. Innkeep, say, did you move your inn by any chance? It took me hours to find it. I'd like to say that I did. Just to goof. Ha! I knew it. Your silk tricks won't work on me, mortal. Or, well, I'm not certain you're mortal. But you have silly tricks nonetheless. I instantly spotted the new alleyways that have formed themselves around your establishment. Perhaps I even got lost in them. In their winding paths and dark corners. Anything could be hiding in them. Like a vampire? No, silly snack. I don't need to hide. Except during games of hide and seek. I'm very good at those. Maybe the inn wanted to play around with you. Mayhaps, but it underestimated my skill. As a 3-time hide-and-seek world champion, I would never lose to such a youngling of an inn. It's not that young. The wood isn't even rotting yet, dear innkeep. It still has many eons ahead of it. I like the sound of that. As a celebration of a match well won, may I offer you a drink? Yes, I think that would be well deserved. Has that delicious blood of yours made it onto the menu yet? Not yet, not quite yet. Shame. I shall have some of that full blood again. Please, it does make my bones feel more sturdy. Coming right up. If I recall correctly, I believe Southern Brawler. Which, that's not really going to help him. I guess the Ice Shield would. Yeah, we'll give him some Ice Shield. A nice chilled drink for a vamp. Boom. And with that, and a little bit of, and I'll do too. Okay, Southern Brawler. If you want to send a few specific examples, I'd go with the ones you feel you've done best with. So I think I said earlier, I'm not looking to commission because I'm doing a simple one for myself. I actually quite like the style of PNG tubers. Like, computer limitations on me aside, they feel quaint. Like, more. Like, it's easier for people to connect. It's like, oh, this isn't some big corporate VTuber. It's just a simple streamer, just like me. Like I said, I want this place to be nice and just calming for people. Let them relax. If nothing else, I hope people can enjoy themselves here. Some faux blood for your bones. Enjoy. This is perfect in keep. I like the little music in the background too. Oh, and actually, that's probably a bit quiet for you guys. The only thing that could make me happier would be a drink lovingly titled the Innkeeper's Vein. Actually, on that note, I think I might have turned my settings down for... No, that's where I normally keep them. Guess game's just being a little quiet. Yet the only drink that would make me happier would be a drink lovingly titled the Innkeeper's Vein. Keep dreaming, Count Dracula. Or perhaps for this time of year, Count Chocula would be more fitting. Speaking of dreams, how's the retrieval of my cape coming along? Swimmingly. Well, actually, I think there's very little water involved. I wouldn't be so sure. My dear Evelyn has a beautiful pond filled with long-toothed spine guppies in her courtyard. It's our pride and joy. I would hope no one is swimming in that. But I have sent someone on your quest. I'm sure he'll return soon, and you and your cape will be reunited. Marvelous. Speak of inseparable teams, where's Rhea? Oh, she's taken the day off. She demanded vacation time, so I said she could choose any day, and she chose today. I was going to take a day off and spend her vacation with her. But when I wanted to follow her to the market, my sleeve caught fire, in my hand, in my hair. So I was forced to stay back due to my allergies. The weeping amaryllis pollen is very bad this time of year. And the sun. The sun is also bad for vampires. It is? Yes. Right. I need sunscreen. It's in the works. Did you get to see the market later? I did. It was beautiful, colourful, full of music that would make anyone's heart dance. But I couldn't find Rhea anywhere, so I felt a little lonely. Luckily, I managed to make a new friend in no time. Very tall and brooding, just how I like them. Inquired if I could try on his dark armour of swirling shadow and onyx bone. But he said if I tried to take it from him, he would turn me to ash. Yeah, no problem, Ariel. You enjoy your snacks. And thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate it. I'll remember putting the alert message up there. I'll fix it later. Yep, see ya. What a jokester. Dark armor of swirling shadow and onyx bone? Yes, a true connoisseur of fashion. He's just visiting, he said. Had some great crepe recommendations. Plum crepes with ash sprinkles? Yes, they tasted deliciously dead. I see. I hope you enjoyed your evening together. We did, though I feel like he asked something of me. I promised I would remember. Perhaps he wanted my cape? Many people want my cape. Perhaps. But I would never agree to that. It is my cape after all. Maybe he wanted my Pascal recipe. Is it good? Very much so. Then I'd like it as well. Oh, yes, you. Me. He asked me about you. Me? Yes. Said he's an old friend of yours. He was very curious about how your inn is doing. I sang your praises, of course, so he asked me to deliver you greetings. And congratulations on the well-run establishment. How did he phrase it? Deliver my congratulations on the full peace your precious innkeepers found in their house of denial. Very poetic, if you ask me. Very. If only I could remember his name. Does my description of him ring any bells for you? No, I'm afraid not. Too bad. He must be an old childhood friend. Maybe you went to school together? I heard many friendships are formed in such halls. Maybe. Do you want to tell me more about your time at the market? Most certainly. I found the loveliest trinkets. Like a little stuffed bear with a tiny raincoat and a crescent elder moon necklace. I found a gorgeous sun charm as well. I bought it for Rhea as a welcome back from vacation gift. That's very sweet of you. Your friend bought a delightful raven figurine with eyes of starlight. But please don't call him that. We should never deny our friends, even if we don't remember them. I don't remember any of my friends. Alas, I still love them, even if their memory lives on only in my heart. Anyhow, he said there was a gift to himself to celebrate the dawning of the month of the astral moon. Oh, I love Cassiopeia so dearly. She is the most beautiful month, is she not? A haven of starlight, reflected in the primordial sea below. Only once a year is she this close to us, and only then for a short period of time. I don't know where this accent has gone off to, but I'm sticking to it. To me, she is the harbinger of yearning and of change. I wonder how we'll change this month. I hope to be more capeful and sunscreened by the end of it. Maybe even a little less alone. What about yourself? I like the way I am, but I wouldn't say no to stocking up on more ingredients. The refusal to change is dangerous, innkeeper. Change always comes to those who deny it the most. By the end of the astral moon, we shall no longer be who we once were. That almost sounds like a threat. By no means. Maybe it promises mourning, but maybe celebration also, could it not? For example, my dear Rhea hated vampires when she met me, and now she likes me. True change can occur before the stars change, it seems. Both these are a little mean sounding, I think. Let's go with, you are hard to dislike. Oh, how sweet of you. As sweet as my blood, and I have a lot of it. I would hope you do. It runs warm when people are kind to me. In all my millennia, kindness has always made me the happiest. There's nothing greater than friendship, don't you agree? And nothing more fragile. That makes it all the more precious. I like that. I think that's a very apt metaphor. Friendships can be fragile. That is why you must take care of the ones you most care for, to make sure they are not lost over simple disagreements or a slip of the tongue. Treat your friends right, and they will stick around for decades. Treat them wrong, like nothing but a shoulder to cry on, not someone to invite for drinks or a fun night out. Well, they may not stick around forever. That reminds me, I forgot the crucial part of the message. Our dear friend Stranger told me he would like to see you again. He said... What was it? Don't think too hard about it. It's fine. We don't have to hear about it. Ah! Of course, the letter. The letter. The polite young man gave me a letter to deliver to you. Oh, what a sweet gesture. I shall pass it on to you forthwith. Thank you. Are you not going to open it? No, I don't think now's the right time for a letter. Not enough moonlight. But wouldn't it be kind of romantic, longingly dwelling in the memories of a friend? It would go so well with the fireworks. What fireworks? I have no clue. He said he hopes you'll enjoy them. Fireworks. Doesn't that sound lovely? Oh, I hope they aren't part of a private event. I think that would be difficult to do with fireworks. You know, up in the sky, bangs in the distance, kind of hard to oversee. Speaking of, I don't mean to interrupt, but... Oof. No, one sec, I'm gonna screenshot that. I think trying to recreate some of these meteors would be very fun for some of the YouTube thumbnails. I don't mean to interrupt, but... What is it, little fawn? Look outside. I think the fireworks have started. Oh, how beautiful. They're falling from the sky. Hello, little fireworks. Sparkle on. Those aren't fireworks. They're stars. Yeah, I have a feeling that Mr. Swirling Shadow Armor with Onyx Bone might be deity level. Just a thought. Here we are, beginning of Act 2, Chapter 5, picking up the pieces. The next day. Presumably the next day. Said the first of the month, last time was the 30th. Well, I'm glad the end wasn't severely damaged by the falling stars, though it did take me nearly the whole day to finish all those little repairs. The building might still look a little battered, but it could be worse. Hopefully none of my customers got hurt yesterday. It's not much. I should surprise them with a new drink on the menu. That way, whoever comes in can get at least a small taste of normalcy. I think that sounds like a good plan. Ah, new customer. Innkeeper. Jade. Didn't think you'd show up again after last time. No hard feelings. Remind me again, who started that whole brawl? Ah, no clue exactly. Must have slipped my mind. Also, I'm not sure if it's the eyes or also the teeth. Kinda looks a little less than a human. It's almost a snake-like. Which, if these are prosthetics, could very well be accurate. But time will tell. Would a drink help you remember? If I want to chat about it, maybe. But you know how much the remnants of the past bore me. Then let's focus on the present. Let's. I didn't come all this way to revel in old times, after all. Although, I brought you something I knew you'd find useful, just in case you did remember who started the brawl. Oh, this is interesting. Let me see. It's some thunder sage. Found on one of my jobs, but didn't have any use for it. Just don't try to boil tea out of its leaves. Tastes dreadful, numbs your tongue. You seem to be speaking from experience. The music just cuts off. Your tavern seems to be getting on in years. Seems like nothing can escape the grip of time. Wasn't even sure if it was still open. Is it that bad? I guess some would say age adds character. And what would you say, Jade? I'd say you've gotten old. Ouch. Oh, don't take it too personally. You've still got some of your old... Okay, these are some choices. Because she brought Thunder Sage, I'll go my Spark? Ish. That's at least something. Not the brightest flame, but funky enough. Excuse me. Thank you. Now, I'd actually like to try one of your fiery drinks. What can I serve you? Something that'll keep my mind sharp. You never know what will come your way next. Gotcha. High intelligence build. Let's go. So it's not the Sunny Breeze. Definitely not Frosted Lagoon. Swift Strike, no. So we need Sparkling Nebula is the only choice. Okay. The distilled flavor of the cosmos. The sparkling nebula fizzes on your tongue and rewires your synapses, inspiring great ideas and even greater stories. Storytellers and scholars alike can broaden their horizon with this taste of the stars. Yeah, that's Thunder Sage. Ooh, sweet. Which actually goes well with this, because it's 2 intelligence. Then we'll do some of our fancy layers again. Oh, come on. Here. So the fun thing about this game is you can only get max 3 in here, but if you got space, you can just pour as much as you like in. So we got the Sparkling Nebula, but we can still get another 2 dollops of purple in here. And some intelligence for Ondu. Yeah. Enjoy, my little boy. Take the Sparkling Nebula. No actual sparks, but perhaps something sparkling. Now that's what I call a drink. Maybe you haven't gotten on in years so much after all. Well, some things never wither. What are you doing in Zenith these days? Keeping up to date. Checking out the latest town gossip after my most recent gig. Your most recent gig? I finished up a job in the Sayai Plains. A sandworm kept terrorizing a group of seal wool merchants at the edge of the plains. Seal wool. So wool from seals? Are they called seals because there's some aquatic version of sheep? I'm actually a little interested in the lore implications of this. But I think that's something to think on later. Being distracted. I, myself, am very fond of those creatures. They just mind their own business, but sometimes, they gotta eat. But you know how it is. Something's got to pay the bills after all. So I took the gig. It was a cushy job, though I still managed to get sand between my teeth. Luckily, it was only a sandworm, not one of those mimics that pretend to be part of local fauna, and snap! Gone you are. Anyway, I also heard about some unrest in Zephir from one of the local merchants. Decided to go take a look. Zephir. The seaport? Yeah. always considered it a rather calm area. It was. Still is. Sometimes, at least. Initially, I thought the unrest was related to the local thieves' guild. So, went there to deal with some bandits, look at their most wanted list, and cash out. There's no real challenge, though, so I didn't pick anything up. Other than a few hushed whispers at the marketplace, that is. Something about some Archmage's familiar that went missing or whatever. Perhaps a job for you? I'm not a welfare association. Like, what do I care about missing familiars if no one's gonna pay me, you know? Of course. I was way more interested in hearing more about the undead on the other side of the country than my colleagues were mumbling about. So I came here, and naturally, I couldn't resist coming by to see how you were holding up. Much as I'd like to say that after the star roll, but I'm doing very well, thank you, Jade. Well, that's good news, especially considering the state of your tavern. It's not that bad. Sure, whatever you say. So, do you know anything about those undead? Not really. Been a bit occupied with cleaning up this mess. Town was just a tad affected by some recent incidents. Whatever do you mean? The shooting stars? Oh, well, hello, ma'am. Shooting stars? It's much more serious than that. Innkeeper, a drink, please. Perhaps something to boost my defenses. I'll have to be equipped for every possible situation after this kind of morning. Coming right up. Let's see. That's inspiration. Fire resistance does do defenses, but so does this. I think I'll give her that. Definitely not that. Okay, so defenses. No, not that. Southern Brawler, nope. Not Spoken Heart. I guess we only have the Frosted Lagoon for that, but oh well. Pairs quite well with the Pine Cone. Okay, first we'll give some Charisma to Andu, because he's my favorite special little boy. Charisma goes in first, because he'll be drunk last, and she needs a bit of a pick-me-up for working with people. Coming in and crumbling. Frosted Lagoon. That sounds the perfect time for a sip. Please enjoy. Like dragon scales, sturdy, strong, flawless. I'm glad I could impress. You have no idea how much this catastrophe has affected the poor citizens of Zenith. And my day off. I can only imagine what scars must have left on the rest of the country. I mean, if some star rain managed to affect not only the tavern, but also the whole city, must have been pretty bad. Speaking of which, I'd be happy to help you fix this place up. If the money's right, of course. No, thank you. I'm closing up early today and tomorrow to take care of things. All right, Chief. The offer stands. What? You don't really believe it was just shooting stars, do you? What else would it have been? Have you not seen the damage? Last time I checked, shooting stars were flaming comets traveling through the firmament of Cassiopeia. Sometimes they crash on Gaia. Rarely, but it happens. Nothing I would worry about. Just an average Genesis for me. Cassiopeia, help me. What? Do you know something I don't? Perhaps. Oh, do enlighten me, please. Well, it seems you're not aware of who you're talking to. No. My name is Alethia Anwar, a devotee of the great dragon Cassiopeia, bringer of change and lady of the gilded sea. I fight for those that cannot fight for themselves, bring justice to those who would bring doom. and I'm very aware of when something is wrong with the firmament. Cool, I guess. Pleasure to meet you, Elethia. Now, trust me when I tell you this was more than just your average asteroid shower. I'm bad at trusting strangers, but go ahead. I believe something way worse has happened. What? I think, no, I know, the stars fell from the sky. Literally. Usually I reside in the Aperture. It's a temple in the far northeast, dedicated to Cassiopeia. But for my niece's birthday, I decided to take a few days off and visit her. Take her to the carnival on the outskirts of Zenith. We were just on our way back when, suddenly, right above us, the sky was ablaze with millions of stars raining down on Gaia. Very attuned to the realm of Cassiopeia, the harbor of all luminaries of the firmament. Just say the astral realm. That wouldn't do the place justice, but what do you know? It's vast and yet so full of beauty. It's an ocean with a glistening surface, home to creatures beyond our comprehension. It's the theological term for it. Anyways, I noticed something was off the moment it happened, perhaps even a tad beforehand. Like the feeling of impending doom, when all the hairs on your neck stand up, and you know there's a creature lurking somewhere in the shadows. Exactly. Which is why Innkeep came here right after fulfilling my duties this morning. So many were hurt. It's a matter close to my heart, figuring out what happened. After inquiring with those affected, many referred to you and your tavern. If anyone had any intel, it'd be you, they said. They did? Yes. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I imagine I know even less than you do. I was hoping to find some clues, at least, to help me start with my investigation. Well, they could ask around for you, I'm sure. Would you do that? I can certainly try. Good. In the meantime, I shall do what I do best. Aid those in need. And perhaps find out more about this disaster. Why? What? Why are you so nonchalant about all of this? Things like this happen all the time. People like you fix them. Thus, not my problem. People like me are the reason people like you can continue living like that. I didn't ask for any help. There will be a time when you do ask for help, and then you'll be happy there are people like me. Sure. Before I forget, Innkeeper. Yes, Elethia. I will help you fix up your tavern, free of charge. Not necessary, but thank you for the offer. Well, if you don't need my help, I know many around that do. So I'll be going. Maybe we'll know more about all this when I return. How dramatic. Isn't it normal for divine devotees to act like that in times of crisis? Not sure if I'd call this a crisis. Sure, if it's like she said and the literal stars fell from the literal sky, then yeah, it's odd. But then again, I'm sure Cassiopeia would have stopped it from happening if she'd wanted to. Are you religious? No, but I don't deny the dragon's existence. Which means I'm more than confident in saying that if they want to be worshipped, they should work for it. We all work for something. I work to get paid. You work to get paid. They just get paid without working. I'll go a little down to earth with it. I agree. That does sound a little unfair. Plenty unfair. Which is why it's even more important that we take care of things here on Gaia. Oh, hey, another new face. Welcome. Ayo! Worm on a string. No. He's off the string. What sins will he commit? Greetings, adventurer. Who? Me? You're the only one who entered my tavern, no? Yeah, but in what way do I look like an adventurer? That's just their standard greeting. Budget couldn't cover any more, I suppose. I have a wide variety of greetings. If that makes you feel better. Hit me in, Cape. Give me something from your repertoire of greetings. Ayo, bro. Cringe fail. Didn't you greet me like that? It's different when I do it. Yeah, their whole demeanor revolves around cringe. Yeah, Wait, what? Who even are you? Jade. You. Inigo. Cool name, Jade. Can I steal it? What? What? I'd prefer it if no one stole anything. Drake's. Got it. Can I have a drink then, if I can't have your name? Of course. What do you want? What do you have? Everything. What do you need most right now? Something that'll make me more swift and agile. Like a slippery worm. Can't risk getting caught after all. What? What? Worms can be slippery. That wasn't... Never mind. A slippery worm coming right up. Alrighty. I know the swift one is one. Looks like it's my only one. Okay, Swift Strike. Nothing special for him. Let's see, we're going to layer drink again. One bit of swiftness at the bottom, followed by intelligence. Oh, yep, there you go. That's defense. There. And the rest of the swiftness. There. Swift Strike coming up for one Inigo. The big guy with a worm off the string as a feather boa. No worms, but perhaps it'll still suit your tastes. Oh, wow. This is great. Amazing, even. Where did you learn this craft? In the primordial vortex? Seems like another hint of backstory, but okay. Don't look at me like that. I'm just joking. You aren't from here, are you? Who? Me? Who else? Corey. Is that thing on your shoulder? Bingo. It's short for corruption. Ah. No. I meant you. Well, I'm nowhere, anywhere, and everywhere, all at once. But most of me is from Avalon. Oh, Avalonian? Native born or by ancestry? Native, duh. Huh, that's interesting. I find it pretty lame, to be honest. There's nothing going on over there. Everything's the same. You think it's different here on Gaia? Yeah. I mean, not really, but I can go anywhere I like. Barely anyone knows me here. Theft, identity fraud, fuck, it's all goody-goody with me, because I can be someone else tomorrow. In Avalon, they all see through that game very quickly. I see. Changling, then. Yes, I say so out of trust. Just kidding. If you tell anyone, I'll come for you. Fret not. What happens in the tavern stays in the tavern. Then we're cool. Cool. So, what brings you here, Inigo? This and that, you know? Zenith seemed like a cool town with a cool name. Got distracted by that giant hog in your front yard and thought I'd come in and say goodbye. Wait, hog? I thought we just had a sheep out front. Whoa. That would be mine. Ah, oh, okay. Cool. I don't do mounts, I'm faster on foot. That way I can admire the landscape, take U-turns through narrow spaces, pickpocket. Did you admire the wrecked ruin that was once Zenith? I mean, I love chaos, so... Is it that bad out there? Do you ever leave this tavern and keep? The city looks like a broken mirror. You bet it does. Looks like a star hit the center of Zenith and... boom! Yep. Oh. But there's nothing we can do about it. Exactly. Someone else will fix it. That someone's not me. Ha! Me neither. Well, what if no one fixes it? So what? Then it stays broken. The Aether tree won't tumble down just because some stars fell from the sky. Unless it's gonna, also fall, I'm sure some egomaniac's already on their way to fix it. Didn't get my hands dirty. Ditto. Isn't that a bit bleak? Why even bother? There's always someone who fixes everything. And if not, then it ain't bothering anyone enough. Which means it isn't a problem. Exactly. I know Jade is a mercenary, but say, Aniko, you aren't exactly a traditional adventurer either, huh? Ugh, no way. Their self-righteousness and self-sacrificial hero complexes ain't my vibe. I wouldn't say all adventurers are like that. Name one adventurer that didn't die from self-sacrificial tendencies. I knew one, but they perished thanks to their hubris. Another classic. Reminds me of the group I met last week in Ereve. They were nice, but too nice, I know exactly what you mean. Were they also on their way to investigate the falling stars? Nah, they were headed somewhere north. Didn't really listen, didn't really care. But I was nice to them too, Charmed some rations out of them when they were prepared breakfast at their camp. Sat around the campfire drinking tea, munching bread and bacon. Now I want breakfast for dinner. I thought so later. One of them was a wizard, I believe. Full on robes and magic type of guy. Kept going on and on about how Leviathan was sending bad omens to the bottom of his teacup. Leviathan. Why him? Dunno. Was he trying to warn you about his sister's demise? His sister? Cassiopeia? Ah, right. Sorry. Mythology ain't really my cup of tea. What is your cup of tea? Fraud. Checks out. So, Leviathan warned him via his tea leaves about the start of something terrible. Tattered wings tainted the gilded sea in dark shades of misery, leaving behind nothing but a shimmering void. That's exactly what he said. How did you know? I think I read that somewhere before. Did you also read about the blazing eruption at the foot of the Dalwell Hills? No, but I heard about that when I was in Zephir. Thought the Fae were doing one of their quirky rituals again. Wait, so it actually happened? Yep. He also read that from his tea leaves. Whoa, seems like the guy was real psychic. I guess. Divination magic can be a powerful tool. Tea leaves said, the wings shall be torn apart at the feet of Avalon, nestled between the peaks of Dalwell. Dalwell. So it really could be true. But it sounds like whatever happened in Dalwell was the reason stars fell from the sky. Tainted gilded sea, shimmering void. Metaphors for a starless sky. The wizard was right about his tea leaf reading, that is. But it fits with what I heard in Zephir. It happened just a few days ago. Oh, that's how you're connecting it all. How else? No idea. I thought he was just babbling. Ugh, with everything that's been happening recently, I think he might have been onto something. Odd that the adventurers didn't try to stop it from happening. Maybe they were lacking in ego. Maybe. Maybe they thought someone else would come along to fix anything. Just stares directly at Jade, making eye contact. Okay, enough. I understand what you're getting at. Maybe they're just pretending to be adventurers. Maybe they were the cause of all this. We're just bragging about it. Think I'd stop them. Enough of your maybes. They're pointless and aren't helping anyone. I'm getting a headache. I'll go get some fresh air. So long, innkeep. Merry hunting, Jade. Now it's just you and me, innkeeper, and I'm going to take a sip. Indeed, Aniko. Have you ever thought about what would happen if no one ever fixed anything? Nah, pal. Just don't think about it. Life's easier that way. Why do you worry so much? You have your tavern. You just mind your own business. Literally. This is my job. I listen to stories and gather rumors to make quests. I get it. It sounds like the blurb on the back of some page turner. I wouldn't want my life to be a page turner. Oh my god, I never noticed this little animation. He's got the world's smallest violin. Oh, that's a great detail. I actually really enjoy that. That's fun. I kind of wish this wasn't here now so I can get a screen cap of the entire thing. Oh, well, whatever. I'll do that. Just to make sure. I'll just Frankenstein other screenshots if necessary. Well then, it's good we aren't all the same. Though I could technically be anyone. Even you. Please don't. Drakes. I'm kidding. Didn't mean to spit in your soup. You didn't. Cool. I'm off. See if I can snatch some coins off the streets. Good luck. Don't need any innkeep. But yeah, I never noticed that little detail in my other playthrough with him making literally the world's smallest violin with his fingers. Okay, so we've got the unrest. No, that's not going to be here. That's about the stars. Haunting, I don't think that comes up yet. I know that comes up later. It's like wizard. Okay, here's another starfall. Don't think so. Starfall. No, that doesn't come up yet. Those two are both about creatures nearby. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's these. So we'll start with Zenith is in shambles after the star rain last night. The crater left in the city center carved destruction that rippled throughout the town. The spectacle last night left a mark on Fisoa. Not everyone agrees, but the cleric of Cassiopeia claims it was something seriously sinister. In fact, a psychic wizard foretold the starfall in their teacup. Apparently, it's just a fragment of the calamity that can be traced back to Dalwell. And that's how you make a quest. The official description being Twinkle, twinkle, deadly stars. The beautiful yet disastrous starfall left Zenith in shambles. The city and surrounding farmlands are destroyed. Some people left homeless. A mere meteor shower wouldn't leave the entire night sky empty. So what exactly happened? Is it a harbinger of something more ominous yet to come? Whatever it may be, it's said that a fragment of this calamity can be traced back to Dalwell, an island in the south of Fisoa. Alright. Oh, right, he did say he was close enough tonight and the next day. Well, Anu got his daily feed. We swept, blow out the candle, and save it for later. Hour and a half in. Still another hour and a half to go. Ah, poor sheep, he's out in the rain. Ah, then that, it's so still. Oh, just a sec. Also need a screenshot of the whole thing for more YouTube thumbnail fun. I do like playing with PNGs like dolls. Just a little bit of the Tumblr history in me. It's our favorite pastime over on that horrible shitpost site. But it's our shitpost site. Innkeep. Wait, no. That's more how I do dwarfs in my campaign. How do I do Rhea? Let's see. Just think angry thoughts. Try and talk with a frown. Innkeep. Rhea. You got any new lines for me? Perhaps. We'll only trade them for new ones of your own. Make me a drink. I had a long night. Want to tell me about that? No. I get it. You need some stamina first. What I need is some defense to ward off your questions. I'll go check if I serve that. Triple defense, which... No, it's the first gun, that's right. Because they're giving me the cold shoulder, I'll also give them a little bit of chill themselves. That's one bit of charm. Then another 2. Defense. Whoop. Just a little extra for Ondu, because I love my boy. Frosted Lagoon, let's go! So defense to keep your favorite innkeeper at bay. Who says you're my favorite? I might be, after this drink. Fair enough. You're climbing up there. Very happy to hear that. Now I've got a question for you. You think you can handle that? I'll try my very best, Mrs. Frostgrip. Miss... My bad. Miss Frostgrip. I just thought, since you're such a catch, keep it to yourself and in your pants. Alright, backing off. Is Kyle here? I were looking for him around town, but not a single lad or lassie has seen him. Thought maybe he got crushed by a fallen star. Worried? No. I see. I think he should be waking up right about oh, there he is, and his little slimy friend. Rhea! There he is. Oh, I missed you so terribly. I thought you had died, or worse, abandoned me. I thought the terrible fathoms of time had taken a new friend from me, yet again. I'm fine. Are you sure? Can you see her too, Innkeep? Yes. Yes, very much so. By the dragons, she's not a dream nor a fragment of the past. I'm very happy you're not dead, Rhea. Thanks, I guess. Would you like to see the gift I bought you? Gift? When I was at the market all by myself, missing you terribly, I found these gorgeous earrings that reminded me of you. I'll help you put them on. Wait. Oh, they're actually there. Are those suns? Yes, because your friendship lights up my undead life. Well, what do you think? I like them. They match me other jewelry, and the craftsmanship is decent. You mentioned you like leatherback clasps. I do like them. When did I say that? Not sure. At some point. Maybe I dreamed it. That is very likely. Speaking of dreams, I had the strangest dream about the stars falling down the other day. They crashed into Gaia like a rain of fire, or beautiful fireworks. must have been something wrong with my drink. Anyhow, Rhea, where did your slime go? It was washed away by the falling stars. The rain of falling stars. Oh. So the empty night sky wasn't a dream? No. Guess Cassiopeia couldn't carry it all anymore, or something. Incredible. So it wasn't one of your strange drinks, Innkeep? Does that mean I can drink another one without a vision of falling firmaments again? It's worth a try. And I would like to try. Preferably something that will make me strong enough to lift a star. Just in case I'd like to. I'll see what I can do. Alright, well, lifting a star, you're going to want something to resist the fire. So strength is swords, which I think is just Southern Brawler, right? Yep, just still Southern Brawler. Perfect combination of offense and defense, dominated by the picante aroma of Ignis. Strength is served fire hot or ice cold, depending on the kind of fight you're looking for. Excuse me. For our charismatic friend, we will top it off with the charisma. We'll start with the strength. One bit of charisma. It's ready, and some extra, because I believe in our vampiric friend. Be strong. Be strong for Clarence. If anyone remembers that fucking Pokemon meme. Here, my best attempt at supporting your Stark-lifting career. Oh, this is delicious. Do you think a molten star would taste like this? No. Perhaps. So, what do you two think about that star rain? It was very bothersome. Had to look for shelter on my way back from the Rockwell Cliffs. Better hurry and clean it all up. You've got somewhere to be? Still have to get the vampire to Beruvia before I can get my hands on that gold. Who? Yay. Oh, splendid. I haven't been to Beruvia in quite some time. Cannot wait to see it again. But until then, I can search for other materials. Better ones, even. That isn't going to happen by sitting around. Are you collecting loot for your dragon horde? What? No? In what world do I look like a dragon to you? They are masters of disguise. What about you, Wait, hold the phone. So, if I recall correctly, the lore of this world, rather than deities, they have these big creator dragons. They've made like lesser guardians like the Chimera wyvern. Cassiopeia is a great dragon. And there was talk earlier about Leviathan, a dragon connected to the sea, being referred to as her brother. Is the shadowy guy who caused the starfall, or at least knew about it, another dragon? Perhaps a more evil-aligned one? Or worse, is the innkeeper a dragon and that guy fucking knows that? I'm just putting this together because it's a second playthrough after, like, my main one. I'm like, I want to know more. Okay. What about you, Innkeep? Am I a dragon? You are? No, I'm afraid not. But you smell so primordial. Why, thank you. If you're not dragon Rhea, what do you need materials for? Decorations? Ingredients? Yeah, look how quickly he's trying to change the conversation. Don't you worry. I'm not trying to steal business away from you. They're for crafting. Like for friendship bracelets? No, for weapons. You're going to war? But I just got you back. I'm not going to war. Won't see me fighting for anyone but myself. Are you a blacksmith then? I am. I'm looking for the right material to smash the next Warheart competition. I can travel all the way to the caves of Ur for that one. Oh, that's so far. Can I come with you? That sounds very exciting. I hope you'll come back to show off your creation once you've won. I'll think about it. How are you feeling about the stars having relocated, Kyle? Oh, it's fascinating. You think so? Yes. Now that I know it wasn't a dream, the implications are dazzling. Yesterday, when I was looking out into the night, I could see naught but darkness. But then, as I stared at the stating nothingness, I could see an astral hairfish hopping across the sky. Its sparkling tail left a gleam of light in its wake. It was followed by more of its kind, like a pack finding a place to rest for the impending sunrise. With the light of the stars blinding me, I would have never been able to see such a spectacle. And you still thought you were dreaming? I thought the stars had gone into hiding. We all do that sometimes. I would love to know how they're doing on Earth. They must be enjoying the new atmosphere. Possibly. Speaking of exciting, have you had a chance to take a peek at that letter of yours, innkeeper? I'm afraid not. Either way, how exciting. You know, this world never ceases to amaze me with its natural wonders. Oh hey, a quest taken. From our little paladin-looking lady. This was by no means a natural wonder. Welcome back, Miss Enmore. Who are you? The Wonder Police? I am Elithia Enmore, High Cleric of the Aperture, chosen of Our Lady of the Endless Light. And I have returned to this establishment to investigate the tragedy of the Starfall. Not one of those protagonist types. Innkeeper, I'm happy to see that you were able to collect more information from my research. Aw, she looks kind of cute when she's blushing. I'm grateful for your help in these trying times. At your service, miss. What are these times trying? Me, and the wonderful people of Asteria. An empty night sky is no laughing matter. This must be taken care of swiftly. I'd guess it's empty every time of the day now, actually. How does that not worry anyone? We have other things to worry about, miss. If these sorts of things stopped happening, this babbler would be out of a job. Indeed. I find it very exciting. That is somehow even more worrying. Say, are you a vampire? What else would he be? I am indeed. That is also very exciting. Do you have any affiliation with Morrow Castle? What is a castle? Why are you asking? While I was seeking shelter for the calamity, I came across a young echo with a gloomy temperament. It appears he got into a harrowing fight with the vampire of Morrow Castle. Some of his wounds were quite grave. Just make sure he will not try to take vengeance here. I don't have a heart for vengeance. Or the memory. We should play a round of memory. This is no time for games. Then what time is it? Time for me to figure out what is going on. Save the people of Asteria from their impending doom. Let me guess, you do that often? Of course. After all, as a seraph and cleric of Cassiopeia, it is my duty to protect this world from anything that would cause it harm. It comes quite naturally to me. I like your wavering sense of self-importance. Thank you. I like your earrings. Thanks. So, what are your next steps for saving us citizens? Well, your rumors are all over the place, which is good. That means there is a lot to look into. Still, I would have appreciated a bit more organization. My bad. I will start my investigation in Zenith and Themis. If I have a closer look at the wreckage caused, maybe examine the rubble more closely. Perhaps it harbors hidden clues. Once I've found out what is going on, I will put a stop to it. The stars have already fallen, lassie. Not a lot you can do for them. I will make sure nothing like this can ever happen again. Perhaps Cassiopeia can even be healed. It is imperative for the order of this world that she herself does not fall. I couldn't agree more. I know you've got this under control, Miss Onwar, but how would you feel about a little drink to boost your spirits? You have a long investigation ahead of you, after all. If you're offering, thank you kindly. What can I get you? Depends on the approach I decide to take with this. I could focus on the investigative aspect, really dig my heels into connecting the threads, analyze the situation, find hidden clues, speak to the locals and those affected. Of course, I have to do so strategically. Without the right approach, this plan will fall apart. Perhaps I would even need to inspire bravery in others to care about my cause. On the other hand, who knows who caused this? If I focus too much on theory, I may not be in the right condition to fight whomever I encounter. But you will be able to talk to them. That's always much more entertaining. Not everyone can be reasoned with. In such a case, I should be able to properly defend myself. Especially if something similar should threaten to occur again. Need to be prepared for even the worst case scenario. I could offer you some Phoenix chilies. Who knows what you will encounter, but burning stars are best avoided with a hint of fire resistance. Sounds reasonable. So either it's the right balance between intelligence and inspiration, or the ultimate fireproof defense. I'm not yet certain which path I should walk. You should trust the innkeeper with it. They always have the most wonderful solutions. Just this once, I shall. I'll make sure not to disappoint. I'll also make sure to take... Okay, so I think I only have one for each of these. Let's see. Sparking Nebula is the... Yeah, it's the only full intelligence. Frost Lagoon is the only full defense. I think on my other playthrough, I did the intelligence route. So let's go defense. With fire chilies, which we can actually afford to put in a little bit of mind, because it is being cancelled out one by the chilies. There's our one charisma. Then the rest with defense. And a little bit for Andu, my special boy. Sorry, I just like that little animation. Okay, Frosted Lagoon coming right up. Okay, we've got 2 Frosted Lagoons and a Southern Brawler at the table. We're going to take some more coughing for a sec. Just clear my throat. 1 sec. Alrighty. You never know what you may encounter. I think it's best to be prepared for the worst. Precisely. I do believe the best in people, but some are a lost cause. That being said, your drinks are certainly powerful. I can feel the Phoenix chilies burning in my veins. Oh, don't worry. There's only 1 glass worth. On the second, I'd have you sign an NDA. Wait, no, that's not it. Dang it. Well, there goes the joke, because now I gotta think about it. Just signing form, it's like, you will not blame us for any injuries accrued during the expulsion of the Phoenix chilies from your system. I'm saying it burns out of the way coming out too. Not to mention that I feel ready to take any hit, no matter how vicious the creature. Like the scales of the dragons, your drinks shall protect me. That they shall. I think I'll begin my investigation at the fallen west gate. It fell? It exploded when a star landed on it. Since then it has drawn the presence of bandits as well as less humanoid evil. Perhaps I can find some answers in all that chaos. Best of luck. Say, Miss Holy Spirit, those fallen stars, they still intact? They crashed into the ground, so no, they are not intact. Were they pulverized? Not fully, no. Would you say that falling stars make for an interesting type of material? For what? Yes. They would certainly be rare. May they help on that holy mission of yours? I know a thing or two about rocks and the like. Could give you some insights on those impact conditions. I can't say I am an expert in geology. Sure, I'd very much appreciate your assistance. Great, then I'm in. Me too. Do you know about geology as well? Or astronomy, perhaps? I know about astrology, and this all sounds very exciting. I've been terribly bored waiting for Rhea to come back. This will greatly aid me on the mission of curing my boredom. Well, I do like to help. That is very kind of you. I know. Sorry. That's not the right tone for her. I know. You don't have to come along, Kyle. Of course I do. Could you imagine if the stars fell down again? What if one crushed you? I need to stay close by so I can catch it. That's right. We gave him a drink full of strength so he could lift stars. Forgot. I don't think you could. The stars already fell, Kyle. Done deal. What about the ones in the primordial sea? What if it floods us with all its mirrored stars? Unlikely. I'm not willing to take that risk. Going on this adventure with you, and with you, Miss Alethea. Great. Wonderful. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Let us not waste any more time. Thank you for your aid and keep. I shall return with conclusions, perhaps even mended firmaments. I'm looking forward to hearing of your heroic deeds. So let's see. I gave her fire resistance. I'd like pairing the pine cone with her, so she's got frost shield. What did I give him? One sec. It was not Thunder Sage. It could have been either of these. I think I might have given him another fire resistance. Alright, so we'll see how this turns out when they come back. How exciting. Wish me luck. Good luck. I hope you find your suitable materials. Me too. And apologies if my the voice I did for Rhea was a little bit wavering. I was trying really hard not to go into the classic dwarf voice tropes of Scottish or pirate. But God, it's such a common trope for either of those. But mine is just trying to take me there. Big slurp done. Okay, so we're about the end of the hour 2. So we've got one last hour, but also at some point I might have to pause the stream for a bit. I'm expecting a call on a job offer, whether it's a turn down or an acceptance. But yeah, just a heads up. Later in the day it gets the... Well, it's probably more likely that I'm not getting it, but I'm really hoping. I want to leave my current job. Okay. Oh, and for anyone who's here from earlier when Ariel was asking about it, this is the Vukakin I was talking about. One who I like their interactions with our gloomy corner dweller who typically sits there. Hello? Hello! I'd like your finest drink, please. No, I can definitely get more childish than that. Your finest drink, please. No, is that too ski? Your finest drink, please. This sound youthful, investigative, the little detective who has to lift himself up to the bar? Yeah, I think so. I think I can do this. A drink, you say? What do you have in mind, Miss Melina? But Melly is fine. It's short for Melina. I see. Well then, Melly, what kind of drink would you like? Something tasty. Something that will give me new fun ideas. Oh, and some thunder sage. I don't have any money, but I've got something to barter for the drink. You don't need to pay, but I want to. It doesn't feel right otherwise. All right, fine with me. What do you have for me? No. Ooh, golden feather. New infusion. Gives haste. Also charisma, speed, though a little less intelligence. Oh, thank you very much, Millie. Now I can accept your drink. Very well. Let me see what I can do. So you want something with Thunder Sage. Needs to be Triple Mind, which I think is still just Sparkling Nebula. Yeah. So Sparkling Nebula. Yeah, that's Thunder Sage. So, let's see. We'll do some charisma at the end. And we can put some extra intelligence in here for our special little detective. Top it off with some charisma at the beginning. Alright, little Fuka, Melly, enjoy your sparkling nebula. Some new, fun, and sweet ideas coming right up. This is perfect. I'm already feeling the energy for new hijinks running through my veins. Thank you. This is a really nice tavern. I think I'm going to hang out here for a bit. I need a break from my investigations. Can I pet your familiar? No, he's quite antsy when he hasn't been fed. I'd worry for your hands. Okay. And here he is! He's back, baby! Drink, please. Sure thing. With what type of ingredients? Preferably some that will make my bones up. I feel dead and slow, incapable of forming words. Like an undead banana slug? No. More like a spectral starfish, I see. Can I have a drink? Of course. I will trade you one for a trinket. I did promise one of those. You did? Ooh, here. As requested. Interesting. I think my other run he gave me a strange clock, to be honest. It kind of looked like it was eldritch, like something that's alive rather than crafted. But this looks to be a dagger with either a very stylized scabbard or even more stylized hilt. In either case, very cool. Here, as requested. Are you going to tell me what this is, or should I guess? Guess. I'm gonna say that because it's funny. An ordinary kitchen knife. It's a ritualistic dagger. But, purely hypothetically, I could use it as a letter opener. I suppose. I don't think I'd use it that way. Who knows whose blood it has seen? Anyway, will that suffice? Or do you want me to go back and look for something even more extravagant? Loot her corpse dust? This will do just fine. I'll find a fitting place for it on my wall. Good. I fulfilled my part of the trade. Now it's your turn. Ah, that's right. Promise to drink in exchange for a trinket. One moment. Let's see if I have something that'll bring your words back to you. Let's see, I think Spoken Heart is the drink of choice. He certainly needs it. I can't give him the little haste thing. Neither of those make sense. Inspiration, not that one. Not that one either, dang. I guess I can't inspire him. Oh, well, normal drink it is then. Toss some blue. Some red. Rest is filling up the charisma, which we gotta start with his first sip so he can actually tell his story. Spoken Heart, here we go. Then I'm gonna swap back to my chair. Floor time is over. I'd like more floor time, but my ass in particular is saying, nope, we need to swap to something cushioned. In exchange, a ritualistically prepared drink just for you. Perfect. Almost worth stealing for. Let's keep it at almost. Who bit you? A vampire. Why? Because we were fighting. Why? Because I stole a cape. But you're not wearing a cape. It's another vampire's cape. I was hired to retrieve it, and she got in the way. So, you killed her? Yes. Why? Because she tried to eat me. Probably because you broke in. Was it the vampire at Marrow Castle? Yeah. Oh, I heard that one is scary. Was she scary? No. Were there a lot of traps? Yes. Did you trigger a lot of traps? No. You're lying. What kind of traps were there? Where are your parents? Dead. And the music cuts out too. I'm sorry to hear that, Melly. It's okay. It's already been this many years since they died. Just kidding, I can count. It's been 7 years. So I was only 3 when they disappeared forever. I don't remember a lot about them. I already solved their murder, so it's okay. Did you avenge them? No, they got eaten by zombies. Zombies got eaten by a T-Rex. Not a lot left to avenge. That's interesting, Melina. Yeah, right? I think it's a very cool origin story. It is indeed. Melina. Is that your name? Yes, but you can also call me Melly. That's my undercover name. Then you shouldn't be telling it to people. It's okay. You seem very nice. What's your name? Oh, my favorite interaction between 2 characters. The dark, sulky one, the bright-eyed, young, aspiring one. Blaze. Is that his name, innkeeper? I'm pretty sure I went along with this. I did it for the bit, but for this playthrough, I'm gonna say no. Ha! I knew it. He doesn't look like a Blaze. Maybe like a Thomas or a Dave. You need to come up with a better fake name next time, or you'll never cut it, kid. And I like how the game changes it too. Just kidding. Blaze is fine. I shall call you Blaze. So, Blaze, tell me more about that vampire killing. I would like to hear about it as well. Fine, but I don't feel comfortable with the kid being here. Excuse me? I'm the greatest detective of our generation, and I can handle your PG vampire story just fine. Thank you very much. We're not of the same generation. Just a fancy way of saying of all time, Blaze. I won't be held responsible if anyone calls Child Protective Services on you. To bring me where? To my parents? Right. How about you just tell us how you ended up fighting the vampire? And more importantly, defeating her. You did defeat her, right? Do I look dead to you? A little. The journey to Marrow Castle was simple. I encountered some of her horrid creatures along the way. Their maws were full of so many teeth, counting them would have taken my entire lifetime. How long is an echo's lifetime anyway? Do earth echoes live longer than fire echoes? I don't know. Does the primordial sea make you age slower? I don't know. I've never been there. You're an air echo, right? Do you swim in the sea or do you float through it? I don't swim. But then how can you visit the primordial sea? I don't. I live in Gaia. I have no desire to move to another plane, nor to analyze my lifespan. Perhaps we can return to your recap? Right. Lady Evelyn's monsters of terror. Their teeth could not pierce my armor of ice and more ice, and my strength was no match for them. You're not wearing any armor. It melted. It does that. Side effects of the vampiric ingredients. What? What? So, you made it to the castle and then? You fell into her traps? Or her pond? Neither. Both. Nevertheless, I finally made it inside after clashing with the living gargoyles at her gates. I knew that trying to sneak around and find the keep anywhere other than in her presence was pointless. So I made my way straight to the colossal ballroom, where she was already waiting for me. It was covered in mirrors displaying only myself, the cape that had been carelessly flung over a cello chair. What a nice reception. It was malevolent. Her fangs were gleaming in the flickering candlelight of her chandeliers, and her mocking greeting was full of malice and bloodlust. We both knew I was there. We both believed we were the one who would walk away with blood on their hands. Your hands are surprisingly clean. I washed them in the river. Almost got crushed by a star in the process. Knocked me right into the armor of some strange seraph woman. She gave me a lecture on fighting the undead without divinity. As if vampires don't have divine origins themselves. But she mended my wounds, so most of them. The fight was brutal. We broke many mirrors, many bones. I was sure she wouldn't relent, so I tried to tire her out until daybreak. But then, suddenly, her fangs were in my arm, draining the blood from my veins, while she regained her strength through the life she was stealing from me. I felt the doors of Tuat open before me, but my own strength didn't completely leave my body, not yet. I used my last ounce of slowly fading consciousness to break an ice spike off my armor, pierce it straight through her wicked heart. Melted my hands as her body slowly turned to ash. And at last, the cape was mine. Well done. That sounds like a fight worth bleeding for. I shall carry it with me forever. Couldn't you have just asked her for the cape? No. Well, why not? I'm a rogue. I don't ask. I take. So, you're a thief? Yes. That's great! I need someone to mentor me in thievery. You'd be perfect for that. I thought you were a detective. I have many talents. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm not a babysitter. And I'm not a baby. You're the size of one. All right, let's stick with the vampires for now. I'm curious. Where did you find that dagger? She had it on her, attempted to strike me with it several times. It fell to the ground when she crumbled into dust. Picked it up out of respect for the fight she put up. A memory of a battle well fought. Did her clothes also turn to dust? Yes. So she left nothing else behind? Nothing but the dagger and a wound in my arm. And a vial of blood. A vial of blood? Yes. It seemingly was able to resist the destructive force of her undoing. And the destructive force of hitting the floor. Weirdly enough, it also had a label on it. Read, blood of the first vampire. Mike. 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 It was a deeper red than I had ever seen. It almost seemed alive. What a strange thing to keep on you. Maybe she thought you were planning to steal that too. Wanted to protect it with her life. Which she did, I guess. It certainly sounds valuable. Are you going to pawn it? No. I left it there. Put it back in its display case. I have no interest in blood vials or vampire mythology. Then how did you know vampires are divine? Common sense. You don't strike me as someone with a lot of that. Rude. Well, it seems like the quest was completed successfully. Thank you, Blaze. You did a good job. I'm lucky I survived once more. One more bite and I never would have made it out alive. Did you think you might die? When you took the quest, I mean. It's always a possibility. Then why would you go? Death is inevitable. Such is life. At least you found the cape. I'm sure that other vampire will be happy to have it back. I don't care. I just did my job. Speaking of which, Melly is right. Kyle would be very happy to have his beloved cape returned. Could I extend the quest to include a speedy delivery? After the day I've had, not enough blood left in your bones. I don't think any blood is in my bones. Not usually. Fine. I'll do a direct delivery just this once. Where can I find this Kyle? Last I saw him, he left with Rhea to aid a certain cleric with her investigations. I'm sure you'll recognize her. Not her again. Where are they? Uncertain. Try looking around Zenith. They can't have gotten far yet. No, they were going to the west gate. What are they investigating? The Star Rain, as far as I know. That's what I was investigating. We should go talk to them. We can exchange notes. I already drew a map of all the impact sites in Zenith. Maybe they can help extend it further. Or even find the culprit of this curious incident. Come on, Blaze. We have to go and find them. For your cape And for my notes, I'm going alone. You do whatever. I don't need a sidekick. Wait for me! See you soon, innkeeper. See you soon, Melly. Ah, what a fun pair. Fiiiiine. Ah, love that crunch sound. Little sweepy sweep. Blowing out the eternal candle, which never gets any shorter for some reason. Crossroads of 3, the third of the astral moon. Actually, before we go further, I can do a very brief break to use the restroom. So if anyone else needs to, now is the best time. For those of you watching YouTube, don't worry, I'll pause the recording. Be right back. We are back. Alright, so, still in Act 2, we are now Chapter 7, third day of the astral moon. Wonder what our people have found out. Hey, Melly and Blaze. Good morning. Good morning, Melly. Good morning, Blaze. What have you both been up to today? Oh, you know, dilly-dallying and such. I was not dilly-dallying. He was. It goes well with the brooding. Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in these early hours? Yes, please. Can you make something smart and sparkly? Can do. Which I think, again, is still just the sparkling nebula. Yeah. Dang, can't put a little pep in her step, sadly. Doesn't need speed. Does not need either of those. Dang. Alright, nothing special today. Start off by just going back and forth, because the visual appearance of stripes of purple and yellow, very reminiscent of a long-running, well, not all that long-running, but a decent length of time running webcomic. With, you know, trolls with candy corn-colored horns, if anyone's familiar with it. Man, it almost makes you want to be stuck at home for some time. A fresh brew of smart sparkles. Thank you. This is just the right amount of sparkle. Happy to hear it. Blaze, what can I get you? Nothing. Alrighty. So, has the cape found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. Seems to have awakened memories of old woe. He seemed pretty excited to me. He should be. It fits him well. Almost like it was made for him. It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. I expected to be the size of a colossal saber-toothed tiger's fangs, but they were much tinier. It's a common misconception. Where did you find him? The fallen Westgate. It was a tragic sight to behold. It was okay, just a bit crumbly. They can't rebuild it that quickly, because giant wildfire badgers kept showing up at night. Apparently they really like to eat stardust. Do you know a lot about giant wildfire badgers, Melly? I do now. Did you ask one for an interview? No, they're not very talkative. Alethea gave me a lesson. After you stalked her for an hour. I didn't stalk her. I was investigating. Miss Onwar, the vampire, or the West Gate? All of them. I've been hard at work the last few days, trying to uncover the mystery of the fallen stars. I was already very excited to get a closer look at the West Gate. But when I saw a vampire traveling with a seasoned dwarf and a seraph cleric, just knew I had struck gold. They were clearly investigating the area, just like me. Of course, I wasn't sure they would share their findings with me, or how deeply they might have been involved in the conspiracy themselves. So, we opted to stay in the shadows. We watched them from the best hiding spots we could find, listening in on their conversations. Unfortunately, they were mostly talking about the quality of different pickaxes. But that didn't stop us from staying vigilant. I can almost hear the just childlike salute that just goes thump against the forehead. Us. Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate. I'm no such thing. It's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo. Thank you. So, you weren't able to collect much evidence by eavesdropping? No, not this time. Then how did you end up getting zoology lessons? Yes. So, my stealth may need some work. That's understatement. She knocked over every stone we came across. It's a miracle that none of them noticed us. They must have been struggling with their perception this morning. Yeah, the giant wildfire badgers sure weren't. She steered 3 of them our way. That sounds terrifying. It was. They were way taller than us and had piercing, flaming eyes, sharp teeth, but it was fine. That's just how investigations go sometimes. Plus, Alethea was there. She saved us. Put herself between us and the monsters. They blasted her with their fire, but didn't even hurt her one bit. And without taking a single hit, she banished them to the primordial sea. That's where they came from. Did you know that? I do now. They also can smell about 800 times better than us and know how to use chopsticks. She told us that all... Sorry, I was about to say the words the wrong order. She told us all that after yelling at us for almost getting killed. It was so cool. It does sound very cool. Did she share any of her investigative insights with you? No. She told us not to worry about it. But she did tell me to work on myself. Will you? Yes, Blaze offered to help me. Did he now? It was embarrassing to watch. I'm sure it was. Were you shaken up at all by the wildfire badgers? No. I've encountered countless horrifying creatures in my time. You cannot meet them with the fear of death still beating in your heart. Wait, so you've met monsters before? What kinds? Which ones are your favorites? Which are the first ones you ever saw? Did they try to eat you? Of course I've encountered monsters before. They've been a part of my life for many years. The shadows are full of them. Really? That's scary. Of course it is. So, the first monsters you ever saw were shadow monsters? No, they are much worse than that. What is it? Can I have a drink after all? The words aren't flowing easily. Of course. Same as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Which I think I still only have the one. No, Sunny Breeze. No, Spoken Heart and Sunny Breeze, that's right. He gets the Spoken Heart. Alrighty. Not gonna help. Nope. Nope. Well, technically, but no. Dang, can't inspire him, can't give him haste. Actually, can I with the other charismatic drink? can, yes. Sunny breeze, because then... Where's the double? There we go. So inspiration. Actually, wait, what's the difference between the two? Let me see. Fake crystal. Invisibility, that's right. We'll give him haste. Fast guy. Which means we gotta do 2 of this intelligence. Let's see, we're good on dexterity. So the rest is just charisma. Wait, did I do that wrong? Oh, wait. I did one too much of that. There we go, Sunny Breeze. I love that bong. A drink, just for you. Thanks. How is it? Fine. That means it's perfect. So, where was I? Ah, right. Shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadowbanes, was eager to prove myself. It's said that there are great riches far in the depths of the Gravelmac, a dangerous mountain range in Easter Fasoa. Hidden treasure troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owed some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there, to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that had every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think that bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems I'd managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call. I will never forget their twisted antlers, their beak-like snouts. They sound kind of cute. They were not cute. If you say so. Maybe one day I'll encounter some. Pray you never will. No thanks. That's it for the morning shift. Stay here throughout the day. Carolyn, my favorite. Take a sip before making a drink. Innkeep, hand me a drink, will ya? Coming right up, Carolyn. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful. Exactly. Which I think's on the brawler still. Yep, my only fighty. Always like doing mix-ins once I get them. Ice shield, non-visibility. Ice shield or fire resistant. Let's go ice shield. Some charisma at the end. Then it's just all strength. Actually, wait, a little bit for Andu too. Yeah, look at him wag. Good boy. Alright, Southern Brawler for the big, beautiful buff lady. Ta-da! A drink. You have messed up definition of strong. Strength lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, and yours need a prescription. Wait, what does it mean? Didn't I do that right? Yeah, that's strong, not defense. Weird. One sec. last autosave was a minute ago when I did that decision. Dang. I really don't know what I did wrong. Well, let's go ahead and... Oh. Save there at least. Say, and keep. Got room in your neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure. You got one for me? You bet. What my Baba used to drink back in the day. My adventurer reminded me of it. I got the sailor's courage. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, no, that's... I know she gives a strong thing to give back... whatever. Thank you, Carolyn. So, since you're here in my tavern unharmed and in somewhat good spirits, guessing you survived your encounter with the wyvern chimera. I did, obviously. Congratulations. You encountered a chimera? Sure did. Lived to tell the tale, too. You or the chimera? Both. Cool. Are you a beast slayer? I am. Though this time no beast was slain. I'm Carolyn. You? Melly, the greatest detective in the whole wild world. And this is my assistant. Your assistant got a name. Malachite. I see. So, Melly, you're interested in chimeras. I'm interested in everything. Chimeras especially. If you like, I'll tell you. That sneaky innkeep and your punk in crime over there, how I outsmarted one. Yes, please. I would love that. Nothing against her for Malachite. Well, all right. Strap in tight, then. Our friendly innkeep here sent me on a quest to collect some saliva from the wyvern chimera in the Quag Mongrove. It's the key ingredient for vampire sunscreen. That makes sense. The issue is, the marshland's chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own in its own domain. So I went the route of trickery. My Baba always said all the chimeras she encountered enjoyed some good subterfuge. I ain't really the brainy type, but I thought even if I failed, it might be entertained enough to help me anyhow. Need to pick a clever approach, of course, so I did the only reasonable thing to do in this situation. I talked to a mouse. A mouse. A mouse. Found one local to the marshland. Offered him a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. Well, actually, going off real-world experience when I had to deal with mice, they're not actually big on cheese. If you want a classic mouse trap to actually snap on them, small dollop of peanut butter, and just slightly press a raisin into it. They will try to take the raisin out, or go for the peanut butter, and it will trigger the trap. Very effective, if anyone should ever have issues with them. But anyway, a mouse was pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse? Everyone knows chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy. Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find. Made myself invisible. You can do that? Not usually. But the innkeep's drinks come with great perks. Why, thank you. They do indeed. I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong a word, but with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Ooh, I think I know where this is going. Got quite the hand in camouflage, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I gathered some underbrush, sticks, leaves, made some glue from tree-resonant spit, as you do. Spit? Everything holds together better with spit. Let me jot that down. Sure thing, kiddo. So I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage. put some mud on my face and was ready to go. So, dressed up and camouflaged, the mouse and I, unseen, approached the Chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream, and two of its heads were in deep discussion about the sanctity of canon compliance. Interesting. We'll take a note of that. Think about it later. Do I actually remember to think about that later? Just screen cap that bit for just my theories about what this world is about. What kind of heads did it have? But besides the dragon one, obviously. Classic lion and snake head combo. Of course, all of them heard us approaching. First they seemed curious, but all three of them froze up when they saw the mouse. Little thing looked mighty tall with his improvised wizard hat. I stayed right behind him, making his footsteps sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. The different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the Chimera trying to hide its fear, as the mouse drew nearer. So I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at that point, loudly announced that he was a great wizard. And he had come to collect spellcasting ingredients for his plane-switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the Chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the Chimera was more than ready to take up that offer, though it did briefly argue with itself on whether fleeing was the better option. The snake wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled. Or I growled. One and the same, really. So that the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return he would leave the Chimera in peace forever. It helped a lot that he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity when there was more in-creature arguing, but finally, the Chimera agreed. Filled the bucket with plenty of saliva within a disturbingly quick time frame. Happy to have avoided any monumental violence, the mouse wizard and his bucket of valuable Chimera saliva floated away, promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse. Guess I got some of my Baba's brains and charm after all. More than some, it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave him the enormous amount of cheese I had promised him. Wouldn't that much cheese be way too heavy for a single mouse to carry? Turns out the mouse was actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. Disappeared with the cheese and just left its ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I could ask him why he hadn't said something sooner. About the whole wizard thing, you know? Typical mouse with a wizard hat, I see. I prefer the detectives, personally. Me too. Afterwards, I thought I was in the clear. But suddenly, I felt something breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eyes of a wyvern chimera. Apparently, it had wanted to know where the wizard would take its leave, so that it could move to a more secure spot. Thought I was about to be smoke. But apparently Bob was right. They do like a good ruse. So it wasn't mad? No. It was amused, impressed even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words. Strange words? Stranger than a talking dragon head? I mean, that's kind of what dragon heads do, right? Not sure. Maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hope will fall and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final tread, bearing the past and keeping the dead. Sound like a bunch of bullshit to me. How blasphemous. Didn't say it wasn't real. Why do they gotta do... Why they gotta make things so cryptic? Ain't no one got time to interpret this kind of stuff. That's the thing with prophecies. No need to interpret them. You'll realize exactly what they mean soon enough. What hero do you think it was talking about? No clue. I bet it's you. I ain't no hero. I think you might be, Carolyn. You know what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought that saliva to Kyle the vampire. I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine. Might as well. Guess I owe that leech a thanks for providing me with this strange adventure. Did you have fun? It was... fun? Yes, I'll admit it. It was fun. Just wish I could tell my Baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in, innkeep. Thank you. I try. Now, any of you happen to know where I can find this vampire? I saw him at the West Gate. Being fireproof, you should have no issues out there. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it. The information, I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use a greatsword? That's it? Sure thing. Right now? Is right now okay? I've got the time. Might take you more than one lesson, though. That's okay. I've also got time. It's a deal, then. I'll show you the basics, and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That is, if your assistant is all right with that. Don't care. Not my circus, not my monkey. Okay, kiddo, let's go. Innkeep, can we use your front yard? Of course. Go wild. Will do. Are you coming too, Mal? No. I'll stay here and have another drink. Okay, you can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Innkeeper, do you have any quests I can go on after this? I practice sword and stealth skills. Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. I can't wait to destroy any challenge with wits, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha! I know you will. But first, I gotta practice. See you later. I like her ambition. I like her naivete. Some would call it optimism. A waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Another drink, please. Same as before, sweet and all. Coming right up. Okay, we did the sunrise. We do that. 3 charisma. Come on. There we go. And 1 little bit of swiftness faction. Enjoy your sunny breeze. Adventurer currently called Malachite. Some sweet optimism from my most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. So, Malachite. Just leave me to my pondering. Got it? ponders. His lights dim deep into the night. You've been here all day, bud. I hope you're okay. Hiya, Innkeep. Hiya, Fable. I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again. And you too. I'm sorry it took me so long to check in. That's all right. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you. No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of Ashen Grove's trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading group therapy sessions with local wildlife. And of course, I had to check in on all the nearby settlements too, see if they needed help with any damage after all of that. Did Uncle Draken make it? Yes! The werewolf settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Draken was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think he's a stress cooker. It's very nice of you to check in with everyone. I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healing salves, but that's what they're there for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. May I request something? Go ahead. Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are powerful. I'd like something that'd make me tougher while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out now, but a drink like that would be a real game changer, in case something like this happens again. I don't think I have a recipe for that yet. But don't worry. I think I've got an idea. But even without such a drink, I'm sure people were very thankful for your presence. Well, they weren't mad about it. Though, I sort of feel like people aren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the stars fall, I thought for sure the world was going to end. Yes, I recall. You were right that it wouldn't, of course. But I thought that people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of a night sky. But everyone seems to be okay with it. I asked one of my sisters about it, and she said, "Who cares? Some wide-eyed adventurer will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes." I don't even know if you could put them back. You can never put back what's lost. But you can always replace it with something new. I'm not sure that you can replace the stars, or if you should approach loss that way. It's all a matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change. Right. But it still would be much nicer if some things would just stay the same. They never do, Fable. I'm just happy everyone is okay. Did you check on Carolyn yet? She should be hacking my terrace to pieces outside. I did. Outside. On your definitely not hacked up terrace. Just out of curiosity, do you own any wood glue? Well, it was nice to see that she's okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melly with so much enthusiasm. And to catch up a bit, that too. She tried to rope me into their greatsword training. Did you accept? I'm not really a sword kind of elf. But it was fun to watch her teach Melly. She's very sweet. Indeed. And I was just relieved to see Carolyn doing all right. And she was relieved about Mr. Draken. And about you, I'm sure. Maybe. To celebrate our well-being, despite the absurdity of this world, how about a drink? I would love a drink. Alright, we get on out of nowhere. Can I try out the new one I requested? 1,000 Winds, was it? In case I run into more people in need of help on my way back. I'm sure I'll find just the right thing. I'm a little curious. What happens if you do, like, all the wrong drinks? Like, is it going to affect the story? Not giving them anything that they need? Okay, let's see. This is total of 6, so I do have to use something. Not that one. Technically that works. Giving her some haste. That one would not, because there's no strength. There's no intelligence. That one. Not there. Okay, so let's go with haste. I haven't given anyone haste yet. We'll wrap it up with defense. That'll be the last thing she gets out of the drink. Got our 1 speed. Oh, speed. So the rest is charisma. There we go. The 1,000 Winds for our little lady. The bright green of the greenhorn adventurer. A breezy drink, inspired by you and your kindness. That's actually a good snippet for the next thumbnail too. Sorry. I know there's so many screenshots this time. Apologies. But it helps. Makes it fun. Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. They make the best drinks, right? They're okay. Really? Do you actually think that? Or is this the thing where you just don't want to be nice? People seem to do that a lot for some reason. They taste good. As good as things can taste when you're, me. Well said. And thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an elf and a ranger, and I come here a lot. They're also incredibly courageous and capable hero. That's not true. Not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure and all the wonderfully exciting things it can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Well, why not? I'm Malachite. Oh, you're Mal. I mean, Malachite, obviously. Melly just talked about a Mal. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends. She just won't leave me alone. Oh. Okay. Then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. And you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you all well enough to judge the truth behind this. But I think you should be honest. With her and with yourself. Honesty goes a long way. I also believe that thing in Zephir could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several familiars are missing, actually. And I believe with so many mages and familiars present, someone's bound to know something. But maybe they're just scared to face possible consequences for their honesty. Sounds like Zephir is going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye or two out for future developments. Zephir isn't very far from here, is it? Not too far. It's in eastern Fazoa and is, to my knowledge, the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals. Very pretty fireworks. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No. Not mine, but Melina is seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of risk-free theory. That's a good idea. I'll see if I can reserve it for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melly just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No. I was a similar age when I ventured on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures? Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. No, I think that's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face such danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront them with it when they're young, so they can accept its existence in their lives. That's an insane thing to say. Just because the world could be horrible doesn't mean we should confront children with that fact as early as we can. It's already bad enough that as grown-ups have to deal with it so much. Why should they just accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with, and I quote, horrifying monster creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations? Sure did a lot of good for you there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? You got enough rumors to make a quest yet, Innkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about, or ignoring, all that star debris, they're losing sight of the important things. Like feeding me new information. Is that very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. Right. In that case, the fun I could provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of this world do not stop chasing me nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck. See you around, with less horrors, I hope. Now I'm worried. About Malachite or Melly? Both. Are you really going to send her on that quest? If she wants to go. But I don't think you have to worry about it that much. Zephir is a beautiful city, with very low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'd be going alone. I hope not. There's a little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews. I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Hysteria. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. I would ask what you're afraid of, but the answer would be everything? Is it? Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fear stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when I'm scared, rather than not at all. Maybe. That is still a terrifying thought. How do you handle situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit, just walking away from the things that scared me. But with the right people by your side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they're still worth experiencing. Hey, Baringo, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for trusting me with your raiders. You spooked me in the middle of actually a very heartfelt and, I think, inspiring conversation. Yeah, Valencia raid indeed. So, to sum it up, we were just talking about another quite young adventurer and a hide in the shadows edgelord of a character who is acting as a mentor. To some degree against his will. Be the apocalypse bird and then voted early? Sweet. Congratulations. Yeah, me and Fable here were just talking about this young adventurer and how it is a shame that at 10 years old they wish to start such a dangerous profession. And the mentor said, more or less, it's like nothing wrong with that. My first mission was about the same age. It's like, against the shadow nightmare creatures? Like, yeah. And look how I turned out. Someone who's okay with kids going into adventurers. Yeah. And conversations just after he left turned to still acting despite being scared. And it's a good lesson. It's like sometimes you gotta do it scared. You gotta do it worried. You gotta do it even if your body is sore, because sometimes waiting until you're perfectly ready in body and mind might be too late. Let's see. Ooh. After that apocalypse bird thing, you did Runia for another 2 hours? Congrats. It's not often you do the super long streams like that. Let's see. It is a shame you got your ass kicked by off-brand Elish Norn. I don't quite get who that is, but that sounds like the makings of a great insult. Off-brand Elish Norn. But yeah, I'm pretty much about wrapping up. As soon as this night scene ends, we go to the next day. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Elish Norn. I don't participate in a lot of pop culture stuff. And this is from like another lesser-known game. Then it's unlikely I would know them. You are in a lot of different fandoms and internet information circles that I am not. But that's why it works. We can just share new experiences with each other. Yeah, I never really got into the lore of Magic the Gathering. Like, the only one I know of is... God, I don't even know the name of the place. But it is pretty much dinosaurs, conquistador vampires, and native peoples that seemed very Aztec-inspired. Which is also the same sets that was like the last one I bought any cards. Mostly because that art looked fucking awesome. But yeah, I just know planeswalkers are a thing, and that's what the quote-unquote players are taking the role of. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm pretty much just going to wrap up this particular night in the story before raiding out myself. Because we are coming up on 3 hours record time, and my voice is starting to suffer for all this talking. But yeah, welcome. Let's get to a good stopping point. Which we're actually going to look at this. Let's see. With the right people by your side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they are still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over sometime. Perhaps. Though one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, are they invisible? Oh, you mean me. That makes me really happy. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry. Go home, fix the many things that worry you. As long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, innkeeper. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. Yeah, it looks like we were actually just right there. The nightly duties of fiiiiine do sweep the place and put out our ever-burning candle, which never sputters or goes out. Alrighty, with that, we save. Go back to the main menu. Yeah, I just saved, so it's fine. Leave it on this because it is such a cute little carving on this. Let's see. Explanation for Elish Nornes, I assume. The mother of machines, ruler of Phyrexia, using toxic substances in combat and melding flesh and machine. Whereas Eileen, the leader of the Church of Gears, has an overwhelmingly white outfit, uses toxic substances in combat, runs a cult that melds flesh and machine as part of a toxic sense of community. Oh, and has a long-dead father figure who started the cult. Such interesting things. Though machine occult that melds flesh and machine is a very fun trope to explore sometimes. I can understand if they are maybe pulling from the same roots. Or heck, maybe this other one is pulling from Phyrexia. I know those have been in sets for years. But yeah, enough blitter bladder. Let's go to the BRB screen and find someone to raid into. Ronia does better? Well, yeah, but Ronia also does not have as much lore to get ruined by different writers, with perhaps different ideas of fun ways to explore that theme. Sometimes you just get shit writers. Okay. Twitch, mute the tab, just in case. Okay. Let's see, Oceanics is doing art. Ludicrous Lime's also doing art. It's been a while. Just some doodles. Let's see. Oh, wait, I forgot. Athena's doing... Oh, no, it looks like she's come to the end. Okay. She's doing some TTRPGs. Shame. Okay, where was... Ludicrous Crimes, there we go. Okay, they're currently on a BRB, so we'll just kind of chill for a bit. Ooh, just do some stretching. Ugh. See, Eileen, it makes more sense. The authors are consistent on the morality and personhood of her cultists. Oh, fair. But then the, let's see, the team behind Runia and Lobotomy Core are also... Ah, shit, where is it? Was it Korean? Or am I thinking a different game? So the point I'm trying to make there is just a different culture. Because Magic the Gathering is headquartered in the States, especially now that Hasbro owns them. And is owning them. But yeah, I mean, different cultures would definitely see the tropes of machine meeting flesh as a cult experience is very different. It's like zombies. It's like literally the term zombie too, which in the... God, I know I just saw this the other day, but the countries in Africa where the term actually originates, the fear of zombies is not they becoming like them, becoming part of the crowd. The fear is your personhood and bodily autonomy taken from you, because that's what the curse is. You become a slave to another. That's literally the correct translation. The slavement of yourself. While the fear of zombies in the US is portrayed more as just becoming part of the wrong crowd and never being able to come back. With some horror movies having people just too hopeful. It's like, we can fix them, we can save them. But the ultimate fear is that they cannot be saved because it was a choice to some degree. It's different cultures have different takes. And that is why a lot of the movies coming out in the US just really need to be written and directed by people who do not live here. Give us some variety. Let's see. Crucially, PM also has anti-machine cult, who are much bigger villain. Yeah, fair. But yeah, it is good to see you again, Ringo. Let's see, Ludicrous Slime's not back, but I think we're close enough. They should be back soon. So let's go ahead and get the raid started. Let's see, it is /raid. Let's read. Crimes. Sweet, raid has been created. For anyone who is interested, here is the raid message with universal emotes, so anyone may use them. Why do people fall? So we can help them back up. Good life, I guess motto is the right term there, to live by. So bring kindness into the world to ensure that kindness remains. But as always, I hope you guys are eating enough, drinking enough, getting enough sleep. Take care of your body so it can better take care of you. And don't forget, those who are interested, tomorrow I'm doing another, monthly bootleg identify streams, where we're going to be talking about how to use horror in the uncanny in role-playing games, which will be a mix of videos talking about it or with good examples, and just kind of discussing it with whoever shows up. So if you want to be part of that discussion, please feel free to pop in. Until then, see you guys later.